purposes, but I guess if you put it on YouTube, then it's less
Yeah.
relevant for me.
For sure.
Katarina, the guy had 155 games in Katarina, so I went in expecting this to not go well.
Yeah, but the thing is, you play pretty well into their team as Sol. Once you get your GLP and then your Leandries, and then after that, later on, like or actually it's GLP Roa Leandries, right? These
That's
days.
GOP Rylai's Leandres usually.
No, not Roa. That's what I meant. Rylai's. Sorry,
Yeah.
I meant Rylai's.
No, I think this game was winnable.
The R always
if
fucks
this was
me
a
up.
fives game, I think we probably would have won it just because if you watch some of the fights like in the mid game, we lose them because we dive, and then Katarina's zoned off because she can't walk into Fiddlesticks and Aurelion Soul.
I got you. Yeah, so Katarina and
just, like,
their
ults in their team.
and their tanks, like they just can't really walk into Soul. Like I said, like Rylai's plus Leandries or even your like GLP buy is big, and then once you finish, like, so your 1 item and then your 3 item are really big, and then if you get Leandries before their tanks get big ticket MR items, then you'll also be...
That did not happen because Trundle built nothing but magic resistance.
Okay, yeah, I mean, look at your top side of the map. That has a lot to do with it too. The draft will have something to do with it. Did the Fiddlesticks not go on hit? Or no, I mean, not the Fiddlesticks. Holy shit, dude, I can't speak. Okay.
Teemo went physical damage on hit.
Okay, that's fine. He can go that plus tank against the tank and just split push, I guess.
But yeah, scary.
Okay, I think that's a problem for you, is the fact that they can just stack MR, as well as the fact that you have a Katarina on the enemy team, which hard counters you. And then the Trundle pillar stopping your stars is just something else. It sucks.
Yeah, I was second rotation, so they went like, I picked Aurelion Soul, and they went they started with Nautilus and Caitlyn, I think, and then they went Trundle and Thresh, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a pretty unfortunate game, because even Banshee's Veil doesn't protect me from that, and that's usually what you pick it up for.
Yeah. No, a guy can just spam on you and jump.
I already know. First thing, I miss all but 1 CS on this wave. This is the first laning game of the day.
Wait. And why do you have Bandit?
Huh?
Why do you have Bandit?
I do not know.
Okay.
That tilted the fuck out of me too, actually.
Yo. You have 1 CS off the first wave.
Yep.
I think you should have also positioned different.
Like where?
Or no, not even position different, but right here, this is a fine position, and when you see that she's on the edge of your, like, W range, like your activated W range, you should activate it right here. And then if she comes inside to dodge it, then you auto her and then back up and just keep autoing her as you keep going. But if she goes outside, then you don't even have to auto her. You don't pick up minion aggro, and you can just chase her with it, like, circling. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then you push her off the wave and out of the lane, and then you take the CS. So you could have threatened her with the W instead of, and then like focused on autoing the CS, depending. And been fine. Here you should put your W out and then pop a corrupting potion and harass him under tower. You're not going to get ganked. Yeah, and you can sit on this side too because no one's there yet. Like, this is all lit way the fuck up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think I just mentally didn't want to do that because I like to use my mana at level 2 because I usually try to roam around level 3 to level 4. I'm going to miss most of the CS too.
Yeah, but the thing is, you would have pretty much went back up to 100% because of the corrupting pot, you know what I mean? It's just a quick trade, and then you attack her HP, and then you let it tick back up to full.
It's true, yeah, my mana is actually quite low.
Yeah. Alright. You can position a little more aggressive here.
It ends up being a good thing that I didn't in a second here, actually.
The thing is, like, now no, but he's coming over on this side soon, so you can sit here. Now no, because, like, you're lower, and you'd have to use sums to actually get out. But beforehand, like, you can actually play a little more aggressive, because their jungler is actually doing a camp right now, for sure. Here, you should honestly, you should have left and then based. You could have gotten even just boots and come back. Like clear that wave, get boots, come back, and then now since
Yeah,
you're
I was looking for the back to get Darksteel actually.
well, I mean that's a good buy too, obviously. But I think if you back in time for boots and can get back there with your recharge or your potion completely recharged after you've
Mm-hmm.
taken her down HP, then you're setting the pace of the lane. And after she bases, then you have free roam on the map, and you can keep her shoved in when
Okay.
you get back.
Yeah, that's what I usually look to do as a real. That's why I like to play him. Is that I don't really trade that well, as
Mm-hmm.
you can see, but it lets me set
Gotcha.
the pace anyway because they have to fight my creeps,
Yeah.
which was frustrating against Katarina because she doesn't have mana too.
Yeah.
Was the other big annoyance.
But the thing is, yeah, you still outshove the shit out of her. It's just you didn't really abuse that fact here in the first 3 levels, and it might become
Mm-hmm.
problematic as she scales up now.
It becomes problematic because I die at level 6. Spoiler alert.
All right. Yeah. I mean, she has a pretty much free kill if you don't have any defense by then.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, clear this super fast, and you should be
'Cause
on the
I'm look.
bottom side actually, because Vi's
Yep,
bot side, and then you guys can also 4v2 bot lane.
that is
Um,
exactly what's about to happen.
okay, great. Yeah, but you should be on bot side because it gives you, yeah, like pacing and a head start, and then you should also pop the corrupting pot here. Why don't you have the mana costs on there?
Um, I don't know actually. I think somebody must have turned that off when they were using my. Yeah, I actually can't answer that. I have no
Okay,
idea.
all right, that's fine.
I'll put those
Um,
on. Yeah.
yeah, no worries. Um, okay, it's good. You said this is solo queue, right?
This is solo queue. Yeah.
Yeah, I would hope with your tournament team that you guys wouldn't be playing Fiddlesticks support and Teemo top.
No. We basically only play tank top laners and Rumble.
All right, nice.
We do play a lot of melee supports, but that's because of it's a gold platinum tournament.
Yeah,
So
yeah, of course. And melee supports
playing
can be
Nautilus
OP
works a
there.
lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I trade really badly here, I think, because I should have just walked right back here and then
Yeah,
she
you
gets it
should have
back
walked
on
right
me.
back instead of giving her the range to, because you had her on a leash. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you had her like a little puppy, like out there, and just all right. We're not gonna get into animal abuse, but you were pretty much lashing her, and you could have just kept your own HP. But
Mhm. Yeah, I'm looking bottom again right now, but this is where
this, I would debate. Actually, you should have exhausted and turned on her. She would have had to flash out 100%. If you exhausted and then chased her a little longer and with the slow, then you activate your W. You either kill her or
Mhm.
she flashes. It's one of the two. And if she
yeah.
flashes,
So
then
this is
Vi
a
can come at any
huge
point.
mistake here. I just was like hands off keyboard moment here.
Oh no! Yeah, you should never be coming in from Fog of War, especially against an AD champ or not an AD, a melee champ at 6 that can all in
Yeah.
you.
Oh, I didn't know she was 6. That was the big thing. But
Well,
yeah, my
yeah,
positioning was terrible.
you have to realize that she took a couple minions over you. Like
No, but
on your
where did she get
bad
6? Because
base.
she was 5 when that wave got cleared out. That's what I was
Probably at the
confused by.
tower, or yeah, you didn't look back for because there were a couple minions left for her to take out, so that's pretty
That's probably what it
important. Okay, you should push out here and ping Vi. Like you should literally be typing to Vi like, "Hey, after I shove this wave, we're gonna dive either top or bot."
I wanted to go bot, but that happened. So I think I end up just sort of standing around for a while.
Like when she uses those cooldowns, even though she has her Shunpo back up, but she already used Q and W. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can actually turn on her. You're not making her respect like the fact that you can actually chase her a little bit if she uses her 2 cooldowns that don't reset off of catching a dagger. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
you're just letting her get away with it, coming in and getting out.
Yeah, it's kind of where that whole I just
Yeah,
don't have enough
here you can
experience
even
against this
push her
champion.
off the dagger. You know what I mean? Like Vi is right here, and you can just like you can hold your W, your stars on her, auto her, and just shove her off the dagger. If the dagger's right here,
Mm-hmm.
like take her off of it and chunk her down a little, and then that way Vi, or let's say even if you have a Hecarim or something, who this is pretty classic at level 6 to be doing this, they can get behind the tower since you chip down that mid laner, dive, you help them with damage, kill them, and then get out. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So yeah, it opens up a lot of
Well,
possibilities.
nothing like that's about to happen. Let me tell you. If this is what I think it is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you should ping her missing always. Obviously, in a tourney game, you would say that out loud to your teammates, but uh, yeah, here since you're gonna be shoving in another wave and leaving, you don't really want to interact because your jungler's off the map. Even though Fiddle's roaming, but so is Thresh. So like this, see, like you should just shove mid and base. And since you're gonna do that, you just use your corrupting potion for mana
Hmm.
beforehand, even when you were full, and you should walk to mid, shove, not interact, and then yeah, come back with components and healthy, and with Vi actually alive. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does.
And then here you
Uh,
should also
I
show.
don't
I
actually
mean,
know why I walked back to the bush. I don't have any actual explanation.
got you. I mean, there's some stuff you're just gonna notice from watching where you're like, oh, I was kind of autopiloting or whatever. Um, but yeah, also when you're basing, it's kind of small, but it's good for timing. Like you don't have to wait as long in the base. Make sure that you're using your potion if it's one that's refillable. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
Like
right.
a
Yeah.
corrupting. So yeah. What is this guy doing?
This 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 fiddlesticks was just on tilt from basically the beginning of
Holy
the game. This
shit.
tilts him to the point where he just throws the game. Basically,
Oh man,
I don't really know why, but yeah, he's gonna be feeding pretty much the rest of the game,
that's unfortunate.
as you can tell by chat.
Timo not want free red against.
We actually do a reasonable job of coming back in this. As bad as the early game looks, it gets better.
Yeah.
But
As a roaming mid, by the way, you should be looking throughout the map, or I mean, as a mid in general, honestly, a habit you should be getting into is if you don't want to like focus F keying right now, at the very least, scroll to your other lanes because it's just as important for you to do it as it is for a jungler, pretty much. You know what I mean? Especially on a roaming champ, it's like each wave is kind of like your camps, and then you're going to be looking to make a play on in the side lanes. You know what I mean? Like in between
mm,
your camps. So, um, yeah, make sure to always be looking because you're not checking waves and noting whether or not like there's going to be a freeze on one side or another, or if it's going to shove a little bit towards you guys where you can gank the bot lane or the top lane. You know what I mean? Like that's really important in terms of your timing, and it's information that we're not getting, and we can't
mhm.
use because we don't have it. So, yeah.
Yeah, usually I've just been looking at the mini map, and that isn't really good enough for 30 seconds
Nope,
in the
especially when
future.
the portraits are over the waves. Yeah, you can't really tell what's going to be happening with it. And you can even
This
be already Eing
goes.
here, you know what I mean? Would you have been able to save your R a little longer maybe since you missed hook? I think so. We'll go back here.
I R'd because I wasn't going to be able to hit Katarina. I think she had shumpoed onto a dagger, so I wasn't going to be able to hit Katarina with the star unless I ulted her. Was the reason I ulted her.
Yeah, but you
Ulted right
don't
there.
your priority here after this happens isn't damage right now, it's more so safety.
Yeah,
So
that's
she
why I
just
ulted right there is to keep Katarina stunned.
okay. I
But I
mean,
also didn't realize the Trundle was there, and the Trundle being there meant that we could not win.
yeah. It is kind of forced. Like you guys don't have vision of that fog of war, so I wouldn't have actually done that. But that would have been something maybe we could have decided based on like looking at the actual wave, seeing how big the wave was, and then the fact that there was fog of war around them, and they could have help that counters your pressure. So that's one really big thing when playing roamers, especially like Soul, where
Uh
once you
huh.
get in, if you don't know for sure that it's going to work out, you can get stuck, and especially after using your cooldowns, which are pretty like the CC cooldowns, like your Q and R right now, they're pretty long, so you're not
Yeah,
going to
very
really have
long.
any survivability. Yeah. Um, so yeah,
For the most
just
part, they
be.
stay
You have
long.
to make sure that yeah, like you have complete control. Even if you had been shoving and like the pacing was proper, like we had talked about before in terms of the base, like a timing attack back, and then actually looking at the lanes, then you might
Mm-hmm.
have been able to like ward beforehand. Let's say here, like this gap, whereas this one is already covered. and then here, and make sure that you have complete control of this angle so that you know exactly how much are coming bot lane, and then you decide whether or not to actually gank based off of that. But when you have Fog of War, every single time that you roam to that lane, especially with the way that like the whole lane setup was and where the champs were, it's pretty much a
Mhm.
coin flip. You know what I mean? And those are never
Yeah.
really good to take, especially against snowball champs. Especially against snowball champs. So
Yeah, I think that my
back
thought
out.
process was defensive in nature that time. Or that time,
All right,
but
so yeah, that was a
yeah,
much
I
better
should. I should.
trade, right? But
Huh?
there was you could have even not taken the Q. You know what I mean? Like it's better than before, but there's still some to be desired. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got
Like,
you.
yeah,
This actually goes. This is pretty funny.
you should have E here, yeah, maybe a little earlier.
It's not nowhere near in range. So I wanted to. You lose the. You move a little bit slower if you eat before.
Yeah, that's fair. I was just thinking maybe go like here, even like go from here to here over the wall, just because in
Uh-huh.
case he couldn't get them, then you take him out here instead of like having to maybe burn ult to kill them if you need to get them from really long range. But yeah, that's fine. Since he did have him and it was just him versus Thresh there. All right, you should use corrupting pot now, and then you can save the last tick of it, I guess. Clear this out. Vi comes top. You should honestly have since Trundle is down there, you should have Vi come up here and take this.
Yeah, I'm not very good at communicating with my team in solo queue. Like in fives, we would have had that turret for
Yeah,
sure.
you should have definitely called her up. The thing is, like, a solo queue also becomes easier when you're playing RTS with your teammates as well as playing a MOBA with your own champ. You know what I mean? So it
I could
sucks,
see
and it's
that.
really frustrating to have to constantly type and like lead people and ping. But if you really want to win, and it's also like kind of practice how you play. You know what I mean? Like if you practice it here, then when your team has like your scrims for your league, or if you play like a tourney or whatever it may be, it's going to be way easier to translate that because you're like tried and tested in terms of shot calling, and you've seen what works in what scenarios.
Wait, was that a Courage of the Colossus shield
From Trundle, a
from
lot of them run
Trundle?
it. A lot of them run it. It might have been a
Really?
lantern though.
No, I'm pretty sure. I thought
Well,
about the
junglers,
color.
junglers sometimes jungle trundles sometimes run it because they don't have as many resources to stay tanky. Yep, it was. It
Ah,
was Courage
that
of the
was.
Colossus.
I'd never seen it before. Oh, I haven't seen a jungle Trundle in forever either. So,
Yeah. I think when you're you should prioritize getting a little closer to potentially exhaust if you need to. Like, let's see where.
me being out of mana wasn't the problem there. It was just cooldowns.
No, I know. It's also kind of the fact that you didn't pop the push a little earlier.
Yeah,
Like
because
that.
it's
That.
taking this whole time.
Yeah.
Because yeah, my start. I think. Yeah. Okay.
No, because I was just thinking maybe you could even like exhaust Trundle if he kept committing. Um, but yeah, they already had it. That's fine.
See, like yeah, he
You
already
just
has
want to
X
secure
Finger.
every kill. Like
Yeah, I got you.
that's important.
I just don't.
And especially the bandit procs after the team fight. Those are the most important, actually. That's memes.
I actually accrue a pretty reasonable amount of gold from Bandit this game. Thank you very
Holy
much.
shit.
But that's mostly because of all my
Because you missed
terrible
CS.
CSing. I got
Yeah.
7 CS. I got 5 CS gold the first wave. I wouldn't have gotten otherwise.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I save exhaust a little bit too much. I think when I pick exhaust on especially on Aurelion Soul, I always pick it for a specific purpose. So like this
Mhm.
case, it's just because it's specifically because I'm fighting against a Katarina,
Yeah, I
and I
got
only
you.
ever want to exhaust her, which
That's
I
fine,
do.
yeah. That's good. Well, the thing is, I think you should have stunned instead here. Especially since you knew she was ulting, like right there. You had the time. Like, you should have it ready to go. You should have your mouse hovered over her the whole time, and then
Mhm.
buffer it right as, yeah, she ults, you know what I mean? So,
By the time she ulted, she was too close. Because remember, I can't pop the star until it crosses
no,
my.
I know, but then you keep a little bit of distance away from Lucian, because he's the one that she jumped on, so that you can
Uh,
actually, like, pop it as soon as you need to.
as soon as I need to. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Alright, pinks. Oh! Oh!
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. 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 I wanted to get out of the base as fast as possible because I don't want to lose this turret.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
One sec.
Also, my pink is still in play, believe it or not.
Which
that
one?
pink, that pink in the brush over river on the right side there. That's mine. It's been there the whole game. It's still my first pink.
The right side by river?
The one by their blue buff. There's a pink in the bush by their blue buff.
That's a pink?
Yeah, it's been there the whole. No, that one. Oh, did they clear the pink actually?
Yeah, they cleared it.
Okay.
That's a
I
green
can't see
ward.
that. I can't see that part of the minimap because of.
Oh, because yeah, you could change that on
there-
Skype, but yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's not a pink there.
How do I get rid of this? Your picture.
If you go to the settings, it'll be in there. There's like something about display portrait or whatever, like during the call, for when you minimize.
Oh.
One sec, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some water.
Okay. It's better if I take off full screen.
Yo,
Mm-hmm.
did you find it?
No, I just took it out of full screen so I could see the mini map.
Oh,
Your
okay.
picture doesn't cover it anymore.
Gotcha. Alright,
It looked like everywhere I could, so.
it's all good. Yes, some people have been able to find it after like extensive looking, but a lot of people have told me that they can't. I think it depends on the version of Skype.
I don't get it. The first blue buff I get this game, I solo.
Nice.
Makes me sad.
Alright. So it's Rylai's next, yeah?
Yep.
I think...
I considered going Leandri's first just because all the MR stacking was making it hard for
like, I
the
think,
front line.
honestly, Leandri's here would have been better, yeah.
But I also
like-
wanted to keep things away from Lucian and Teemo, so it was...
Yeah,
Six
but you'll still be
That's
able
better.
to with GLP now, and then your Q and R, and then Fiddlesticks has an AoE silence. Vi is going to have CC going through their team.
I'm not actually sure. I don't believe Fiddlestick joins a team fight for the rest of this game, basically.
Alright.
As
But
it
yeah,
turns
like
out.
I just think because mathematically speaking, when Nautilus has a ton of HP, and then he has a shield
Leandri's
as
is way
well,
better.
and it's
Yeah.
only Sunfire and Tabbies, like you could just shred the shit out of him in a way that Teemo and Lucian cannot at all. So then it becomes better for you to peel via damage in that regard against Nautilus than peeling via slow, because he's just gonna
Yeah,
like
because
be an
there's a
annoying
huge
asshole
fight
anyway.
that puts the game back against us, where if I had a Leandri instead of a Rylai's, I'm pretty sure I would have killed both their frontliners.
Yeah, I think honestly it would have been better for you here against those frontliners.
I'm just used to. So the way we usually use Aurelion Soul is very different from like we use him for peel as a heavy peel champion.
Yeah,
So
in
I'm
the
just
mid
sort of
game, and that's
autopilot. I
good, and
think I
that's
autopiloted this one.
it's common in a lot of team comps. It's just here, I
I'm
think,
just
yeah.
bad on Lucian. It just
Leandri's
doesn't work with the Lucian comp.
Mm-hmm.
I should have just gone Leandri's and been aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid minions. Yeah, so we are well aware that Teemo is.
Can you not solo Caitlyn there if her support's not there?
Well, her support is there, I believe.
Well, the thing is, either way, I think you should stay bot because the 3 mid are uncontested, 100%. Like, even if the support shows up mid, which is the only one that's off of the Fog of War, or that's still in the Fog of War for them, then they have a 3v1. They can just dive her, kill her, and take tower, or just take tower regardless. You know what I mean? So here you could just keep shoving these waves back into Kate, and then force them to have a deficit in mid, like in terms of numbers once they come out here, and then you can rotate over faster with your E than she would be able to, and then you create a mismatch through numbers that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I think I was afraid that they would collapse. I didn't expect them to stay in the top side. I was afraid they would collapse from top side instead of they collapse mostly through recalls in mid.
Yeah, I got you. It's just either way, I think it's better for you to stay bot in terms
stay
of
bottom,
the map
yeah.
pressure. Yeah, for sure.
I don't think I can solo. I couldn't kill Caitlyn most likely, but I
Yeah.
can push her back because she's out farming me. This is. And we almost ended up winning. This is the fight I was talking about, where this is like because so she gets hooked here,
Hmm.
and we just have Katarina stuck, not able to commit, and we would have been fine if Vi hadn't done that.
Yeah, a little.
Even though this is a huge corridor, we just don't have enough damage output right here.
Yeah.
Well, screw that pillar.
Oh my god! If you had Leandri's, dude, fuck.
Yeah.
Or if you even had like I'm saying what do you call it? The pen item.
The
Yeah.
the haunting guys. Yeah.
Haunting guys instead of blasting wand and Ruby. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, that felt bad. Or I think if I had probably just ulted when they were all sitting in the corridor, but I don't know if we would have been able to follow up on it the same way.
No, it was mainly the Vi's bad decision there. There's really not much more to say other than that, you know what I mean, in that regard.
Yeah, I don't think she even killed Nautilus. I'm pretty sure Nautilus survived.
Damn. Yeah, you guys didn't. Looks like.
Yeah, it just wasn't. That's not how we can play against Katarina. Specifically. That also only worked because Caitlyn wasn't there, though. And then yeah, this happens. And... Teemo actually teleported behind them here.
Teemo flanks, dude, absolutely insane. Way better than any kind of Echo TP flank.
This is just like solo queue nonsense from here on out, really. There's not anything to... I mean, I get thresh hooked really badly, and that's about how this game ends.
Well, let's see.
This game's already over at this point.
I mean, you're just shitting on this guy in terms of damage because he doesn't have enough MR to deal with you, but you should... Like here, once he's committed in already, and he's going to end up dying regardless, you should still stay here. Or maybe even like here, you know, keep the damage on these two. And once this comes up, you can even be creeping here so that you can shove them down through this corridor if they try to escape. Because you have vision of all this and this. You know that they're not really getting any help coming through here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
And I have to ult in 1 second, too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So if you had sat there instead and shoved them back, then it's more guaranteed to land you the kills. Even if you end up getting these kills, you know, okay, yeah. See, like, you would have guaranteed that kill as well. And maybe you still get it here, but either way, you want to be as optimal as possible.
Yeah, better. Yeah, I didn't have to hit Nautilus there, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Although I guess I wouldn't do much more damage to Trundle.
Yeah, but like the thing is, it's also the ZC, and you did actually okay damage to Trundle overall.
Yeah, so I think if I had gone, because I have still have the parts to have just gone on Leandri's here. I think Leandri's is probably right, especially because that fight I already had kept them all under control really easily.
Holy shit, dude. I've been fumbling around with my water for like a minute. Hold on. The bottle, there's like a straw in the cap and it goes down and the bottle just like isn't, like the straw just isn't working. It's in the proper
Oh,
place.
you have like the Camelback ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that too. It's just because if the well, this is really funny actually. I lose every single one of these. I get in a fight with Caitlyn over these. Um, if you don't put the straw in mechanism in right, it'll go right onto the little plastic divot. I don't know what to call it. You know how
Oh,
the middle of
okay.
it's higher than the rest of it.
Yeah. Well, I almost
Yeah,
spilled another liquid on my keyboard for the second time in the same night for the first time in 4 years. So I'm glad that that didn't happen. But. All right.
I'm awesome.
Here, since you saw Kate bot, you should help them shove and get Nasher priority,
Okay.
but you should also have Teemo bot for sure.
Yeah, we kill Thresh here because he's just doing Thresh things, I guess.
Yeah, this is really good. Why is my basing? Okay.
Because Kate is like this is what happens this game.
No, that's
Kate
fine. You guys should just commit to it 5v3. Kill these guys right here. You should stay with them right now. This is this is the trade that turns the entire game around for you guys, because
yeah,
you can let her take this, take Nasher base, have the lead, and then on top of that, you guys just 5-man these two, and you have 2 towers to take. And then gold-wise, you're back in the game.
Yeah, no. Once I realized I was on the wrong side of this brush, I was really quite sad.
Yeah, you should have been on that side for sure. That's game-changing right there, you know what I mean? Like, that's actually a decision that's really big for you. So crunch time like that, you really have to assess. Because you know this, like, if you're watching this from a third person...
Was the top wave was what I was... the reason I was on that side, because I was pathing the top side when the fight starts.
Yeah, I got you. But sometimes you have to get out and, like... Because you've done a lot of coaching, too, and you have good game knowledge. And you have to kind of take yourself out of that mode of being a player and look from a coach's perspective and think, would you tell a player there to give up that wave, not base, and just actually take that 4v2?
Take that Nasher, yeah.
Or 5v2, yeah, into Nasher, right? Yeah.
I didn't know they were going to walk in, because I don't think we didn't have vision on any of that happening until
See, you're underestimating their stupidity this entire game, I think. You know what I mean?
Oh, I agree entirely.
So,
that's a problem I know I have when I play solo queue, is that I expect opponents to make decisions that I would make. It's a different game. And then I end up getting killed because they'll do something so unexpectedly stupid that I'll die.
Okay, so stupid. You should sell your corrupting for pink, for sure. Especially since your vision is starting to wean off now that they have, like, the map is open for them now and closed for you, so they can just take a ton of wards down.
Yeah, this is
but then if you take control over like just this point and you have a pink to add to the team, just this denies so much here, or just this denies so much here. You know what I mean? So, all right, turn. No, like as soon as he walks here, you should walk here, and then edge. And work the edge of his range, but you're not toying around with his range anymore. This is like danger, you know. This is like that.
This is as I'm at this moment right here. I realize I'm dead.
It was at this moment that Dreamweaver knew he fucked up.
Yeah, I'm like. so my main champion forever was actually Victor, not Aurelion Soul. And that hook I could juke as Victor, but I get hooked a lot as Aurelion Soul just because I'm not used to how big his character model is still.
Yeah.
And he's like,
it's also that you were going pretty fast, I think, like going the same direction, and then you just overstepped more so than you thought you would. Oh!
Right there. She just her build is quite questionable, so she just insta-died going in there. I think she went like Devour, Hex Drinker, Light Fever or something while we're losing.
Nice. Well, Vi should never go the attack speed jungle with him regardless.
Yeah, I don't know what the Devourer build was about.
Yeah. It's like some XJ9 shit back in the day. Fucking Bork.
Nothing happens from here on out, basically.
Well, you
Well, let
said
me
that
rephrase
last
that.
time, and we had a couple good macro notes about micro.
That's
I
true.
mean,
I think we just.
about that
I
player.
think that I actually just pushed mid to win.
Here,
Is
no,
what
you should have definitely used your.
my
Oh
ult.
shit! No, 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 your GLP.
Oh, GLP. Yeah, yeah.
Look right here. Because they were not getting Rylide by you anymore, but this is a really good like use of GLP. Because look, as soon
I
as
gotta
they
get both of
walk
them
out,
easy.
like this is still okay. They're still Rylized. As soon as you see he's about to walk out of the star, you GLP instantly. You know what I mean? Like out.
Because then it keep them slowed. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Um, you could have probably got the kill there, honestly, on Trundle if you used it
Yeah,
right at the right
I was
time.
really hesitant just because I didn't really
Oof.
know where my allies were. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah, but GLP would have been really good to use there. If you got a kill there, then you get Dragon as well, and you guys can shove with your numbers advantage. And then you don't have to wait for the Nasher to be out for you to have an advantage in team fighting, because you have numbers.
I've always wondered how Aurelion sold jungles. Never seen it.
Probably very bad.
Well, supposedly he was designed as a jungler.
Wait, really? I
Yeah.
guess I could see
Yeah,
it.
we just die here. Leave. What happens? Yeah. So I get
Oh
pillared
yeah,
three
you
different
can't be
times in
in
this fight.
knowing that the Trundle Pillar cancels your stars. You can't be in the range of it, especially because this is such a good place for him to put it, like to split you and your carries that way. Yeah, you can't be there. You should be here and just kind of floating here the whole time, and then using your W this way. And then this guy, like, she already just jumped in. They just used some cooldowns right here, so even if he goes on you, you're fine. You still have your exhaust, and then you can flash out if needed after they use a ton of cooldowns. And that way, your carries right now are also hitting them from an angle that they don't really
They're not
recognize. You know
prepared
what I
for.
mean?
Yeah.
While Caitlyn's all the way back here, so they have DPS that you don't. Or you have DPS that they don't, I should say.
Yeah, I don't know why I waste time with this dude.
hmm But see, yeah, if you had Leandries and you had been sitting there, I think they would have had to either recognize you as a threat way quicker, and then they do get those free shots off, or like they turn on these guys that were right there, and then you get
And I just do
a
free
ton of
damage to everybody.
DPS.
Yeah.
Yep. Then you could have exhausted Kate there, but other than that, there's not much you could do after the initial positioning.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we're just dead.
Do you have any questions?
Um, no, see, that's why I wanted to use. I'd rather come again when we do a fives game, just because there's. First of all, I'd be communicating, but I guess you have the thing muted. I don't talk at all in this game.
Yeah,
But
well,
it's hearing the communication.
I could go through communication for like if you're actually doing something in a team setting. You know what I mean? And then we could talk about that in that.
That's what I would appreciate that, but I don't know when we're gonna get a chance to actually play because our schedules don't line up until Tuesday,
I got
which
you.
is when we're playing the tournament.
I mean, if
But,
that's the latest you can get it, and then you get a game then, and you want to do like a fives game with communication and everything, we could do that as well.
Yeah, we're sticking together even after the tournament, so I think
Nice.
that